wunderschönen Vormittag, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren. Willkommen hier auf der BeSt³ in Wien. Wir freuen uns, dass Sie hier sind, bei uns zu Gast im Vortragssaal 3 hier auf der BeSt³. Jetzt gibt es einen Exklusivvortrag für Sie und wir freuen uns sehr, denn der Lektor am Institut für Ostasienwissenschaften und Sinologie der Universität ist heute zu Gast und er wird uns vorstellen, wie man in Taiwan Chinesisch lernen kann. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Samuel Cheng-Ming Chung from the university in Taiwan, for one of the universities in Taiwan, and he will present now Learning Chinese in Taiwan, please.
Thank you for host and also everyone. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm glad to introduce Study Chinese in Taiwan to all of you. My name is Cheng-Ming Chung, and you also can call me Samuel Chung. And here, currently I teach in Sinologie at University of Vienna. Before here, I've been teaching in Taiwan for years and also travel around the world in UK, Indonesia, and Jordan. So I'm quite familiar with my teaching Chinese. So before I introduce the topic, I want to locate the Taiwan because some people don't know where Taiwan it is. So Taiwan is a little island in the neighborhood among Korea, China, Japan, and in the south is Philippines. And this little island compared to Austria, our population is 23 million people. Meanwhile, Austria only have 8 million people. And the size, Taiwan is much smaller, is 36,000 kilometers square. And in Austria, is much wider and bigger, is 83 kilometers square. So, because some politics issue, Mandarin Chinese have different names. In China, they call Hanyu. Hanyu means Mandarin Chinese. And also they call Putonghua. Putonghua means official language, means Mandarin. But in Taiwan, we call Guoyu, means national language. But for foreigner, when we teach foreign student, we call Huayu. Basically, 4 of them are the same thing, just some issues. So we pick up Huayu. And when you are trying to get involved in this topic or on internet, when you see Huayu is actually Mandarin Chinese. According to the survey, there are 10 reasons to study in Taiwan. For example, the academic resources and quality is well known in Taiwan, and also diverse in culture because it's island and full of different cultures. And there is another reason is learning Chinese in Taiwan is number 7. Besides this, we have some scholarship to support your financial issues or financial support. So, come to here, I need to explain when we call CLC, it means Chinese Language Center. This is a code. There are 57 language centers CLC in Taiwan, located in different college and university. It's just like Spangzentong in University of Vienna. So, you can see that in this map, it's a map of Taiwan. The language center is around the country, or the island. So, those language centers have a variety of courses in all levels. So, also we have our own instruction and teaching material, and which is in high quality to help students to reach their language goal. And outside of class, because it's a Chinese-speaking environment, so you can get immersed in the culture and with very friendly local people. Meanwhile, we have a wonderful blend of diversified, traditional, and modernity. And you know, it's a democracy government, so we have more freedom to do our activities. So we have 57, but today I will only introduce 2 parts. The first one is in Taipei, and the second one is in the south. I would say all the language center because it been validated, been evaluated by Education Ministry. So the quality is very similar, and the teachers is similar, have the same similar skills. But I would say that when you pick up a language center in a university, you need to look up the additional benefits from the university, because different university, it has its own strength. So today, only 3 languages I'm going to introduce in, which is very popular in Taiwan. You can see that on the left-hand side, 2 books. The first book is just published in these 3 years. It's very new, and it's intensive. That can make you to reach a certain level, for example, from beginner to intermediate in only 1 year or half year. And the other one is being used for 40 and 50 years, and so it's a bit slow, but it's suitable for the students study overseas, for example, like here. And we also have some books. I just list 3 books. We will enhance your different skill, for example, reading and writing. And in the middle is using the radio records to train your listening skills and also grammar enhance. Back to the topic, back to the capital city. According to QS 2018, Taipei is 21st student city. Meanwhile, Vienna is number 16. So according to the survey, the students' experience is on the top 10. And they have summarized that in Taiwan, Taipei is inclusion, diversity, friendliness. Another student commented the local people are friendly and helpful for foreigners. So it's very strongly recommend to students to study in Taipei. And this language center is the oldest in Taipei, and it's over 6 years old. And the students from 70 countries around the world, and in the language center, they have 150 teachers and over 5,000 students. And of course, they come and go, and it's just an average. This language center is most experienced language center. So they have teachers and teaching system, for example, the placement and achievement taste. And they are very proud of is that their taste is much accurate than HSK, which means from another system. Also, they are the pioneer for teaching and learning material in Taiwan. 90% are published by them. So, of course, in capital city, you have more resources. But living in Taipei, there are some cons and pros. The advantage is Taipei is a capital. So they have plenty of resources. For example, you can find your tandem partner easily, and culture, modern events, and great public transportation, and MRT, or movie theaters, or museum. The majority of COC is located in Taipei. That around 8 or 9 is on the top of the QS World University ranking at 2017. The disadvantage is the life expensive, life expense is more expensive than other city. For example, the rent is expensive too. The vacay or a suite room is between 340 to 420, and minimum contract is 1 year. Living there on the minimum, you will spend 420 per month for your food or the other stuff and learning material. So also another disadvantage is too many distractions. So you have to handle yourself and concentrate in your study. So I have an alternative option is in Tainan. This is in one of language center in the south. It's called National Cheng-Ming University. It's located in ancient capital city, the first city in Taiwan. So that means it was surrounded by traditional landscapes, food, culture. So you can touch the deep heart of the culture of Taiwan. Another thing is if you're concerned about money and the living cost is lower, much lower, it's less than 280 per month, and the rent is less than 250, and it's a suite room. So this university is a very popular and famous international university, which is famous in engineering, medical sciences, and EMBA. And also it has its own hospital, library, and also the other facilities and gyms. So when you check the publish on internet, you can find them easily in CKU. This language center have 35 years old. The course is divided for 9 levels from beginner to advanced. And the structure is like 3 hours per day, Monday to Friday. And you can pick up your elective classes, means that if you think one of your skill in your language, for example, speaking, is weaker, you can choose this class to enhance. Sometimes you are interested in culture, for example, Tai Chi or tea culture, you can choose these classes. And they are customize the small groups, and also if you are willing to apply is individual class, one-on-one, and also they have different activity. Also, you can find a language partner, the tandem partner, or just contact to the reception. They will arrange for you. The students are very willing to exchange different language. Another thing is I want to introduce is this university in Kaohsiung. Kaohsiung has a very has an international harbor, Kaohsiung Harbor, and also an international airport. This university is between the mountain and also the ocean. And this mountain, because it has a lot of monkey, so it also called Monkey Mountain. And also, it's the biggest modern city in South Taiwan, Kaohsiung, located to Xizi Bay. This called Xizi Bay, with beautiful view of sea and also mountains. So the living cost is lower, of course, lower than Taipei, and the rent is 280. So it's between Tainan and Taipei. And this international university is famous in management study. If your major is management studies, you are recommended to this university. Also, they have a library, gym, especially they have beach, and you can slide in there. Similar to other language center, they also have 15 hours per 5 days a week, and divided to 4 skills. This is the only one in Taiwan. They divided the language skill in four different skills and into A levels. So they have integrated and enhanced class. For example, speaking and divided 3 levels, and reading writing divided to 8 levels, and also advanced practical classes. So when you are studying in a Chinese-speaking environment, it's easy to find language exchange partners, and those partners is very. You have to choose very careful because sometimes they cannot explain very well or give you some wrong information. So contact the reception and you will find a high quality attendant partner. Here is a simple table to compare 3 different languages. You can see the obvious tuition fee is very similar, but the cost is different. The rent, the highest is in Taipei and lowest in Tainan and CKU. And living cost, you can see the highest is the minimum 420 in Taipei, but in Tainan it's less than 280. And sometimes people will say, oh, Tainan and in Taipei is far, but don't worry about it. We have high-speed rail. That means that you can go to Taipei by train in 1.5 hours. With your student ID from Language Center, you can have 50% off. So it's easy to reach Taipei easily. Here are some activities. For example, Taiwan, we teach language in different way. And one of way is to try to inspire students' motivation. And some students like singing, so they are encouraged to attend the singing competition. Also in Lunar New Year, we have some activity and making the Hakka clothes or the rice dumplings. Sometimes, for example, they are encouraged to join an activity with teachers. So you can see that in this boat is mixed with the student and also the teachers. So I'm not there yet. It's very fun. It's because this activity is join the public. So you will be welcomed by the locals when they are introduced you. So back to the topic, the conclusion, how to apply Language Center in Taiwan. Everything is easy, just on internet. You just key in www.studyintaiwan.org. 4 steps. The first one, on it, there are some information I just mentioned. Everything is on this website, and you choose a language center. The second thing is just to check your schedule is fit their learning schedule or not. And the third, just fill in the online form and submit the application form with the additional documents what they required. And the fourth, just waiting for the admission letter. Usually it's like within 1 week you will get the letters and you can start to looking for your accommodation and also book your flight tickets. So I have a small conclusion. Personally, there are 7 reasons to start in Taiwan. The first one is the spectacular east coast of Taiwan, because the east is a very special landscape. It's made of the marble, the stone. So the landscape is special. It's unique in Taiwan. And also you can get immersed in a traditional Chinese character environment. The second thing is that you can see that the classes is diverse. So you can choose your own one. Even you cannot choose, you can pick up the one-on-one class. And also this one, I will recommend you try to apply is scholarships. Not only degree scholarship, they also have scholarship for learning Chinese, divided for 2 months, 6 months, and 1 year. And also, you have a chance to get in touch Taiwan culture, and that is very special experience. And also it's a safe society. A lady walking on the street during the late night, you have no problem at all. And you left your laptop, your wallet, or your cell phone on the desk in the cafe. After 10 minutes, they are still there waiting for you. So the society is very safe. And it's easy to travel around the island by different vehicle. And you also can ride your bike to travel around. Or you want to work, it's fine. Some foreigners do that. Another thing is clean air. Compared to the other island, the other land, we have clean air. This is a search engine I mentioned. Another thing is that when you try to study a foreign language, you have to think about how to contact with local people. So I would strongly recommend you to stay with your host family. So you can study the culture, the language around the clock, and they can take care of you with your food, your diet, and also accommodation. And for example, when I'm in Vienna, I really think it's hard to learn how Vietnamese cook. So you have to stay with your family and you know how they live. Okay? So this is my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Samuel Cheng-Ming Chung, for the perfect presentation and information how it can works to learn Chinese in Taiwan, including the perfect tourism information about the land and the culture and the food and the perfect coast view. Wer Fragen hat an den Samuel Cheng-Ming Chung? Wir haben noch Zeit und würden Sie gerne gleich mitnehmen. Möchte jemand was fragen? Wir haben also gehört, es gibt, oder er hat uns heute 3, ich würde es sozusagen übersetzen als so Sprachinstitute vorgestellt in Taipei, in der Hauptstadt, und 2 im Süden, und auch sozusagen gesagt, wie, also dass es Informationen über die Wohnung und wie das Ganze dann funktioniert mit den unterschiedlichen Levels, die es gibt, dass es eben auch die Möglichkeit gibt, eben in Familien zu wohnen, sodass man sozusagen Land und Leute und auch die Sprache rund um die Uhr lernen kann, und es natürlich ein ganz wunderbares Land ist, Taiwan, und auch der Größenvergleich mit Österreich war wunderbar, dass man so eine Orientierung bekommt, wie groß oder klein ist denn das Land und wo geht man denn da um. Hat jemand Fragen? Ansonsten, wie gesagt, noch einmal, thank you so much for coming to us here to the BeSt³ and have a good time in Austria, and I hope that there are people in Vienna and they will show you how you can cook Apfelstrudel and Wiener Schnitzel.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you so
thank you
much,
everyone. Thank you.
Samuel Cheng-Ming Chung, Lektor am Institut für Ostasienwissenschaften und Sinologie der Universität Wien. Applaus bitte. Wir dürfen hinweisen auf unseren nächsten Programmpunkt um 12 Uhr, erneuerbare Energie und ökologische Produktentwicklung. Da gibt es Studiengänge dazu, und wir freuen uns auf Besuch von den Universitäten. Wie gesagt, wenn Sie möchten, bleiben Sie gleich hier oder kommen Sie wieder. Wir freuen uns darauf. Heute bis 17 Uhr hat die BeSt³ geöffnet.